going? Welcome to another episode of One Drunk Geek. I'm your host, Brian Massey, and today we are going to be taking a look at a Flying Dog beer. Now, I know, I've talked about them so many times. So much so, in fact, that I thought I would bring back an old classic. I haven't used this glass to review beer since, I think, we were at Sean's apartment? Who knows? But today, anyways, we've got Flying Dog, a pool hopping deck beer. This beer is 5.4% alcohol by volume. It's got an IBU of 25. Its hops are both Citra and Mosaic hops. And it's also got Pilsner and wheat malts. Now, obviously, Flying Dog Brewery, if you watched any of my shows in the past, you know that they're based here in Frederick, Maryland, but they're also originally from Colorado, much like me. And there's kind of a precedent there. It's kind of cool. Some of my favorite beers that Flying Dog has done in the past. I love Muddy Creek. I love The Truth. I love Snake Dog IPA. I love their Blood Orange one as well, which the name of it escapes me at the moment, but that is absolutely... I don't think I could recommend another brewery nearly as high as Flying Dog. They've got so many different good beers out there, and this one, I'm hoping, kind of continues on that lineage of really good beer. Alright, so let's take a look at the packaging on both the box and the can here, which both mirror themselves. And they've got this little bird on the side here. Obviously, this art is inspired by Ralph Steadman's work, and Flying Dog's been doing that for years. Obviously, Ralph Steadman is the artist who did a lot of work with Hunter S. Thompson, and Flying Dog lives by quite a few of Hunter S. Thompson's principles. So I really do appreciate that, and I love their beer. But I do want to crack this open because, my God, this room is just... Whew. Let's go ahead and give this a pour. This is really... By the way, I meant to mention this earlier. I love the purple and blue on this can. It reminds me an awful lot of, like, Miami. It reminds me a lot of... Well, Miami Vice, actually. It's got some really nice neon coloring in there, and I really dig that. God knows, if you look at my PS4 screen, I've got, you know, retro-looking stuff like that with, like, the grids and what have you. And these are very similar colors, if not, you know, more muted, not neon versions of them. At least not backlit neon versions, but they're the same spirit. So, let's take a look here. We're going to go ahead and pour that into our Batman glass. A Bitman. Alright, so what we have here is a hazy summer ale. And you might be asking yourself, what makes a beer hazy? Well, to make a beer hazy, hops are only added late in the boiling process and then again very early during the fermentation process when the beer is still churning in the tank. The hops interact with the yeast in a way that brings out the maximum fruity citrus character. It also results in the haze giving the beer that distinct look right there. If you look at that, oh, that is so hazy. I love that. I can barely see. I can't see through that. I mean, I can see the shadows of my finger in between the back there, but I've also got a very powerful light shining on this too. So yeah, when I do that, yeah, no, I can't see jack or shit from over there. With pool hopping, the hops account for the haze, but what about the malts, you might ask? Well, Flying Dog uses both Pilsner and wheat malts in pool hopping. The Pilsner malt gives us that pale straw color and adds a slight sweetness to the overall flavors, and the wheat malt with its higher protein content contributes to the beer's foam quality. Now, the head on this one seemed to die down pretty fast, as do most beers seemingly nowadays. But yeah, it reached about the top of the glass when I was done pouring it. There's a really good smell here, It's very floral. It's got citrus going on there as well, with a little bit of pine. It's good. It's really good. It smells refreshing. It smells like the kind of beer that once you're done, you know, after a long day at the pool, or let's say you've done some yard work or something like that. Oh man, this smells good. I really want to have like, I don't know. I really want to have like mango habanero wings with a beer like this. And let's go ahead and give it a quick taste. All right, so let's give this a taste. Oh, that's. Give me a minute. Please, sir, I want some more. So, do I taste any distinct tastes like that citrus or the hops or that piney bit when I taste this? Yes and no. I don't taste them individually, but I do taste them all together, and it makes for arguably the best beer I've had so far this season. Now, this isn't part of the 100 Craft Beers Challenge by any stretch of the imagination, but honestly, if I could replace this beer with the Brooklyn Hoppy Lager from last episode, I absolutely would. Excuse me. Because this is a beer that I absolutely feel like you need to try before you die. Or reincarnate, or whatever you believe in. Oh, man. I might have a second beer on this show. I don't think it's... Well, it's happened before behind the scenes, but I've never cracked open a second one. I'm absolutely going to do it. So, Flying Dog uses Citra and Mosaic hops and pool hopping. And the Citra hops give us a smooth taste and floral aroma, while the Mosaic hops give it that mild tropical fruit flavor on the back end, which I can absolutely taste. There's no harshness in the mouthfeel, which makes this perfect sip or crush a six-pack at your next pool party, if those are allowed. I tried putting up a little pool beforehand, but the neighbors weren't having it. They didn't want to see all this. They couldn't handle it. Oh, man. Let's discuss some pros and some cons about this beer. So the pros, it is a fantastic beer. I don't have any qualms about it, other than that this beer was kind of hard for us to find. Apparently this is a very limited run beer, and I don't know if it's going to be around by the end of July. It does say that Flying Dog will have this offering available in 6-pack cans until the end of July. However, if you can't find it, they'll still be offering pool hopping as part of the SPF 1000 variety pack until the end of August. So if you can't get this on your own, and you're looking for this box right here, if you can't get this on your own, you can still find it in the variety pack until at least the end of summer. So that's good. I 110% advocate that you buy this beer. It is so damn good, and it makes me happy. It makes me a happy Brian. Mama. Very few times does a beer come along that just is perfect all around. I guess if I could, I don't know. I guess a con is that if you're looking for something that's a little more complex and a little more, you know, varied with all these different character hops and blah, 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 blah. If you're looking for something that's like ritzy and shiny and, oh yeah, I can flout my, you know, my beer dick on this, this isn't necessarily that kind of beer, but then again, it isn't made for those kind of people either. This is very much a chill beer that I will absolutely be sipping on when I'm, downstairs watching TV later. So how much are you paying for this particular beer? Well, for a 6-pack, you're paying about $10.99. That's right, you get 6 cans of unbelievably delicious brew for the low price of $10.99. And I believe that that is a bargain and a half. Especially if you're trying something new, especially if you want to try something that just reeks premium summer. Here's my final opinion of this beer. Should you buy it, not buy it, or is this just a meh? Absolutely go and buy this beer. Do it. Seriously, go buy this beer. This is a fantastic beer. If you can find this, let's say that you're out and, trying to get some alcohol, and you see this beer, pick it up. It's really good, and I think everybody at your house, hopefully you're not throwing a party right now, but everybody at your house that is of drinking age will probably love the absolute shit out of this. So my recommendation is absolutely buy Pool Hopping. It is one of the best beers I've had in recent memory. I love it, and I wish it wasn't already out the door, because I would just... my tongue just wants to make love to this beer all night long. Alright, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on One Drunk Geek. I'm not done talking about this beer yet. Oh. Oh, mama. Get this plus some Woody Creek, and I'm a happy camper. Oh. Good. Its hips are... Its hips. Its hips. Its hips don't lie, and it's trying to get me drunk. It's a hot day. Not only do I not have any fans on, but like I got a light on in here, and there's just no circulation, and this room is like the 7th layer of hell. Meanwhile, down in the basement, it is like an ice cube down there. Nice and cold. So Flying Dog is one of our hometown breweries, and probably the most famous hometown brewery here in Frederick. And they've done quite a few events. One of my favorite events that they do is they do the Weinberg Flying Dog series, where they'll not only bring some beer to... they have beer on tap, but they'll also bring some beer, sometimes like limited run stuff. And they'll also screen a classic movie. I remember I went to see Jurassic Park with my girlfriend last time that, we had theaters open. Yeah. Before the dark times. Before the Empire. Anyways, just in case anybody's curious about my shirt, though, well, it's not necessarily a Power Rangers shirt. It's a Super Sentai shirt. This is just one that hasn't been adapted yet, but it's actually adapted from, or rather, it's from a series called Russia Sentai Tokyuger. Colin, I'm going to send you a photo of why this series hasn't been adapted just yet, probably. Yeah. Look at that fucking thing. Jesus. Okay. So, yeah, there's a dick train in this show, but other than that, it's a really fantastic show, and the Rangers can, like, change their colors and their power sets, and, the Zords are trains, and, like, it's like, imagination versus darkness and all this cool shit, and I really love this show. You know, and hell, the dick train isn't even that bad of a thing. Get over it. But Jesus, just look at this fucking thing, man. Look at this thing. Jesus, it's like, God, okay, who approved that? Who at Toy approved that? It's still a good show, but all right, catch y'all later. Bye.